Hey everybody, what's up? It's Chris. I'm queuing up for a modern cube on MTGO. This is a phantom draft, so you don't get to keep the cards, but for those who are unaware, cubes are like artificially created draft environments. Well, I suppose all are. All draft environments are, but these are like curated ones where the power level's super high, and this being a modern cube means all the cards are modern legal. It does not mean all the cards are modern staples, although most of them will be. And yeah, it should be a really high power level. We're just waiting for an 8th player to join the queue, which could take 10 seconds, it could take 5 minutes. So apologies if it takes a little while, but I didn't want you to miss the first pick. First picks are often an interesting talking point. There is a non-zero chance you will disagree with me, because that's how cube drafts work. I have biases which will come into effect. Although I have to say, I haven't played the MTGO Modern Cube all that much. Its list is, as far as I can see, not a million miles away from my own paper cube. So I should have a reasonable idea what's going on. They're similar power levels. And I know what works for me in my paper cube, but that doesn't mean it necessarily works here. Okay, so Path is probably the best removal spell. Cyclonic Rift is also a very powerful effect. Fetchable lands are very good. And Ramp is very good, basically. Those are like the 4 cards I would consider from this pack. But with all of that said, I think I'm going to take the Path. I think, yeah, powerful removal spells are something that you kind of need. So, sticking with our white, we've got Avacyn, Elspeth, and Benalish Marshall. Benalish Marshall's basically only good in mono white, so I'm not interested in that too much. Elspeth is good in both control as a finisher and as, you know, a supply of infinite chump blockers. Avacyn is good in like a fair mid-range matchup. The indestructible effect is capable of causing monumental blowouts. And then in other colours, I really like Nahiri, and she is half white. I really like Shriekmaw as a 2-for-1. I really like Repeal also. There's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm going to take Nahiri, I think. Maybe we'll be like a red-white mid-range. Maybe we'll be like a Jeskai control. You never know. Soa is very good. Verdant Catacombs is very good. Keranos is very good. I don't think Keranos is better than Soa or Verdant. The swords are obviously exceptional if you get a Stoneforge Mystic, and they're okay if you don't. I think people take them too highly. I don't feel so bad about missing out on any of these non-lands that I'm going to take the Verdant on the off chance we end up in one of those colours, because Verdant is super good. So Helix and O-Ring go well with Path and Nahiri as like a red-white sort of tap-out control situation. Nothing else here is really catching my eye, so which of these is better is tough. O-Ring's more flexible, Helix is cheaper. I'm going to lean towards Helix. Put this over here for now, although that's by no means completely dead. So this is between Mentor and Marsh Flats, I think. Also note that white appears to be very open, as does red, so we might have stumbled into a very good lane, quite coincidentally. We might be exactly where we need to be. Marsh Flats would be good in a red-white deck if we can pick up that Blood Crypt on the wheel. It'd also mean we might be able to play the Verdant Catacombs. Although probably not. I'm going to take the Mentor. We've not got any creatures yet, and that's a seriously good creature. Can't remember exactly what this does. When it attacks, certain creatures can't block, haste, battle cry. So that's a seriously powerful finisher. Wildfire is a totally busted card. And it's very good if we can pick up some ramp-like signets and stuff. But I don't think there's as much of that in this as there is in other cubes. With that said, Disenchant's a fine sideboard card. Cloudgate Ranger is a load of bodies. I think I'll take Disenchant for the sideboard. So, I like quite a lot of this. I like Mizzium Mortars as a pseudo sweeper that's also a cheap removal spell. I like Manic Vandal, but again, it's less good in the ones like this compared to older cubes with more artifacts. And then Battle Ball is a really good Nahiri target. That might actually be the pick, because we've got good removal. So it's flying 2/5 with Mentor. +2% against Tremble if it's red, against Vigilance if it's white. Whereas Burst Lightning is just more interaction. Okay. I don't see me playing any of these. There is a chance we play Spectral Procession. With that said, Honor of the Pure is very good with Monastery Mentor. Maybe that makes it good enough for a speculative pickup. Sweltering Suns is exactly the sort of thing we want. Spear of Heliod is a bit like Honor of the Pure, but it's almost worth putting in your deck because it also functions as removal. Although it's like an on-board trick that people can see, so it's not exactly subtle. Well, we are in the open lane, that is for sure. Wow. So, Restoration Angel combos with Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, which is an instant win in our colours, but we haven't got Kiki. Ugin is bananas. I love Wrenn and 6, but I'm not sure how feasible it is in a format where you don't have loads of fetch lands. I mean, Noble Hierarch's amazing, Grave Titan's amazing, Vital Force is amazing, but none of them are really close to what we're doing. Selesnya Signet is probably really good for us. It's ramp, it's half on colour. Our coloured requirements are not that bad. We've got double red and double white here. I'm wondering if we can get away with Mind Stone instead. And then... what does this? It gets us an extra Abbot. It doesn't do a lot with our current situation. It's good with Cloudgate Ranger, which I'm not sure I'm even playing. I'm trying to decide, I think, between these three. I think the Discipline pick would be a Mana Rock, but I'm not disciplined, so we're taking Ugin. So Chromatic Lantern is ramp and fixing. Quarantine Field is mass removal. It's very good if we get enough ramp. Needle Spires will probably wheel. It's not a very good land, but we want it. I think given that I've taken these two, I'm probably priced into playing a bit of ramp, so the Chromatic Lantern might be necessary. Can we wheel an Ajani Vengeance and take the Bolt is the question. I mean, we'd like the Windswept Heath as well, but we're only likely to be 2 colours, so fixing isn't like we can get 3 bits of fixing and be happy. We don't need everything. I love me some Ajani Vengeance. So, Faith's Fetters is universal removal. Flame Slash is cheap removal, although... yeah, I think because I didn't take the Oblivion Ring earlier, I should take the Faith's Fetters now. Yeah, Take the Vista. So, Figure of Destiny versus Timely versus trying to splash K Command. We've got a Vista, we've got a Shambling Vent. So, trying to splash K Command isn't the worst thing. I don't know how good Timely is in our deck. I'll probably take Timely as a sideboard card. We're not a Figure of Destiny deck. We're not beating people down. We might be a Thundermaw Hellkite deck. That's a good finisher. It's funny that that's in the Modern Cube. I guess Thraben Inspector, yeah, it blocks, it makes a clue. It seems fine. Unexciting, but fine. We've got a reasonable curve, we've got a good mix of threats and answers. And this cube isn't like Legacy Cube or whatever, where you die to combo on turn 4. This is very much a fair mid-rangey cube as far as I can see, which suits my style. I'm not sure about this. We'll leave it in for now. If we can get another token producer, like a Gideon Ally of Zendikar or something, then it starts to get exciting. But it's basically a white weenie aggro card, which we are not currently doing. Wow. So we've wheeled 2 of the 4 cards we were interested in the first time. And given this monumental top end and still not having seen a Kiki-Jiki, I'm going to have to take the Signet. 2 mana rocks is pretty good. Yeah, we wheeled the Spires, which we expected to. In fact, the entire pack is red or white, which is crazy. This is pretty much what I was hoping, was like we'd get 1 or 2 pieces of fixing. We don't need much more because our requirements aren't that bad unless I pick up a Kiki-Jiki or something. But I wouldn't even take Kiki that highly anymore. It's good to have access to a sweeper. God, the Shrine can be fetched by Verdant Catacombs. I don't think that's relevant. We'll take a sweeper. Is this an upgrade on Faith's Fetters? Question mark. It's certainly close. This is so open, it's ridiculous. Gideon Jura, very, very good. Clifftop Retreat is very good. Mana Confluence is good. I suspect this will wheel, given that no one seems to care about our colours. And Gideon Jura is just a monster in fair games. Absolute monster. Protect your other planeswalkers, protect your life total. Taxes their resources, kills their stuff. What more could you ask for from a planeswalker? I suppose costing less than 5, that's the main thing it could do. This is less exciting. I love Glenlendra, but it's far too late for us to splash blue. Especially because it's kind of a double blue card, because you want to have activation up the turn you cast it, usually. Thalia is a bit of a nombo with most of our stuff. Condemn is mediocre. Sword is mediocre. I guess we're taking Dismember and maybe playing it, maybe not. Another Signet. A Kitchen Finks. We've got a lot of 4-drops. I'll take the Signet. A White Fetch. A Sundering Titan. That is quite the card. I guess we haven't got any fetchable duels yet, so I'll speculate on the Sundering Titan. because we're quite close to like the right number of playables. I would love to get something like an Emrakul at Aeon's Torn to pair with our Nahiri. So, Inspiring Vantage versus Seasoned Pyromancer, basically. We don't currently have any card selection, and we might wheel this. We might wheel either. Everything's super open. I'll take the Seasoned Pyro. Yeah, the draw and discard. Oh, we do have Nahiri for card selection as well, so not the end of the world. Sacred Foundry, I think, is pretty much exactly what we want. I would like Outpost Siege or Anger of the Gods or Silk Wrap, but not as much as I would like Sacred Foundry. This is a really good curve. Quite a lot of powerful spells. Deck looks fine to me. Good removals. Interaction with different types of permanents. With like Legion Warboss is really good with all of our removal. And we're getting to the stage now where Honor of the Pure, sorry, Spear of Heliod might become relevant. So we could do something like that. Might play a Roast in the side, don't know. Did wheel the Clifftop Retreat, very good. It's worth considering. Ultimately, I don't think I'll play it, but it's worth considering. Don't particularly care. We're just in the sort of going through the motions to finish up the draft stage now where nothing's very exciting. And I've got a couple of decision points, and then we're submitting, basically. Woof. Ooh. This is great. Right, so we've got 3 cuts to make. So, decisions are, do we need both of these? Probably not, so do we need Magma Jet and Dismember? And then do we need both of the 3 mana sweepers? Is basically what I'm trying to decide. As a control deck, I don't think I want to pay 4 life, so I'm going to start like this. Also, this can deal damage to any target, so I can kill, like, not kill. If I just want to scry 2, I can deal 2 to a player or planeswalker. I think that kind of swings it in its favour. So that's a 40 card deck with great mana. Decent. I'd say this looks like a decent power level. The only thing that's awkward is if we draw the Battle Sphere, it's bad. Like, Nahiri's not got many good targets. Thundermaw Hellkite isn't an exciting thing to fetch with a Nahiri. But Nahiri has function just as a planeswalker, like, rather than as a 1-card combo. She's just a good card. So I'm just about ready to play a match. I don't know if, I'm assuming, because this isn't a single elimination queue, we can play against people that weren't in the same draft as us, which means we might end up getting paired with, like, almost mirrors and stuff. But it should mean that it's quicker and easier to get pairs and we don't have to wait for rounds. I would like to play first. This hand is... Ugin in your opener is almost a mulligan. I think we need more mana than that. Let's put this guy back. It's not a bad one. We're going to get the Signet down because that lets us, if we draw land, it lets us cast Nahiri next turn. If it doesn't, it lets us cast Warboss. And Warboss onto an empty battlefield is still a really good play. Looks like that's our play. We've got a counterspell. Okay. No props. It's annoying that we've let them scry, because we don't know to what extent they needed that scry. And it may have been correct in retrospect to play that Tithe Taker, but whatever. What can you do? I don't know if they're mono blue or if they're getting a little bit unfortunate. So I'm abboting to try and hit a land. There's only so many good counter spells in this cube, and they've used 2 on stuff that we don't care that much about, so with any luck that may bite them. Probably not, of course, but... Wow. Well, that's pretty good, actually, because it's a serious setback for us mana-wise. Yeah, so they will counter the Rakdos Signet. I expect. Land? No. We've got to go for it. Yep. This is fine. This is expected. Glenelendra is a serious pain in the arse, though. So opponent appears to be absolutely mono blue, which is interesting. Cloudscape, okay, I do love the Cloudscape. I don't know why they didn't hardcast it and bounce my planes, but I think people forget that Cloudscape doesn't have to be suspended. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to cycle Sweltering Suns end of turn. Or I could try and path the Glenelendra so that I can resolve a Nahiri. That might be better. They should just let that happen. Yeah. Land. Pretty good. Wow. How many counters does that have? 2 left. 1 left. So it will bounce my Nahiri when she's on 8, which is very upsetting. Okay, I think that's fine. Yep. And by fine, I mean very bad. Deck is currently being a little clunky, although I mean, it's fairly obvious that this game has been affected somewhat by the the lack of mana. So this gets cast now. Comes down. It can either just bounce my Nahiri, which is my assumption, or bounce my Thraben Inspector, or a land. None of which is fantastic. Okay, lands are good. Not that good, but they're fine. So I assume we lose Nahiri if they. So they use this to tap this and deal an 8 to Nahiri, which isn't great. I wonder if I should have Magma Jet the. I think we're getting tempoed out pretty hard here. I wonder if I should have Magma Jet the Frost Titan. Okay. This isn't too bad because Sweltering Suns will clean a lot of this up. They'll be left with 8 power though, which is still not trivial. Oh, and they've tapped us off double red. Yeah, unless we draw a basic mountain, we're kind of fucked. That helps. So that sweeps up everything except for this and this. Whoopsie. Did not expect that. Oh, well done, Grandpa's finest, I guess. So. What do we want? We probably want Dismember as an answer to Thingy. What's Thingy called? Master of Waves. No, I think we're fine. Yes. Thought I'd skip this. So, yeah, this is looking fine. Chromatic Lantern helps a ton. Ramps us into a great many things. Start by attacking. I'm a bit scared of their open mana after game 1. Makes me want to lead on the Pyro. Yep. So the reason I led on that is that it still has utility in the graveyard, whereas without Chromatic Lantern we're in a bit of bother. Because basically ramp is real good. That's my short version. Thassa, so that's just upkeep scry. Sure thing. Get this down. That is an enchantment, right? Yeah, so Nahiri can exile that. That's quite good fun. Hopefully they tap out. They do not appear to be tapping out. Rude, isn't it? Let's attack. See if they do anything. Again, this is a bait for a counterspell because it's not a very good card. Okay, what are they venturing? My spell or my lantern or what? Okay, I can handle that, that's fine. I really love Venser. I have to say I love Venser. What a card. Opponent's deck is sweet. It's very much up my street. Tamiyo, Lockdown, Needle Spires? Question mark? Yeah, that seems correct. Well, let's kill Tamiyo. Tamiyo is a massive pain in the arse. Wow. They do seem to be one of those players that always has, you know, the proverbial it. What can you do about that? At least they don't have a turn. Yeah. Well, we get to exile Thassa. Which helps. Gonna leave Inspector back to chump block the Venser to protect Nahiri. They can use Tamiyo on the Inspector, but I don't really mind them doing that because that gives me mana next turn. We're awful close to casting the Battle Ball. I assume this is killing Nahiri. Master of Waves is fine. I might just fumigate this turn, I think. Also makes their Tamiyo slightly worse. What? And that's game. God damn this opponent. They just had like absolutely perfect draws. I mean, to be fair, it looks like they built a hell of a deck, but how do you beat that? Honestly, how do you beat that? That game one, we got a bit mana screwed, whatever. You're bound to lose those games. Game two, we did good stuff. We were proactive-ish. We had answers to their threats, and they just drew like perfect counterspells and timed them perfectly. Well, I don't think they really had any decisions to make, as it were. They just cast spells and won. Sometimes when you're playing Control, you have like, I don't know, some tortured moment where you're like really, really tightly debating two lines. Other times, your opponent casts a thing that's really bad and you counter it because you can. And I think it was more the latter there. I don't think we got like galaxy brained. We just got beaten. Either way, bit of a salty sea dog to begin with. I would like to play first. We're doing good on die rolls. This hand is pretty nice. Magma Jet can find us some lands. Abbott can find us a land. We can use Magma Jet to set up Abbott. That's quite a sweet little combo. Perfect. So we can Magma Jet that. Try to put a land second from the top. I think that's correct, yeah. Right, we're doing it now because of prowess. So we want to put something on top to draw and then land second from the top would be perfect. Or we could just put land, yeah. Top. Top. And that's kind of, hopefully, all the lands will draw for the rest of eternity. Helix is good against mono red. We haven't played land this turn. We know we're going to hit Vista. Plus we get a blocker. I wonder if they are actually mono red. They certainly are doing a good impression of it so far. I'm going to hold the Vista until we actually need it. They've got their own war boss, eh? Well, we shan't be blocking. I'll go get a red one. I know I just said I wouldn't, but I'm impatient and I don't want to draw more lands. Tithe Taker. Helix this. Get in for some damages. I think I'm quite happy to trade the Tithe Taker for the token because we'll get a token out of it. And, you know, against mono red, preventing damage is always valuable. Okay, so what, red cap my Abbot would be my thinking. To the Tithe Taker, okay. Yeah, well. Oops. This is still fine. I'm going to offer the trade. I doubt they accept. A Naked Mentor is disappointing, but, you know, needs must. I don't think I'll block the red cap if they attack. I'm not complaining though, we're in a nice spot. We're going to attack for 9 next turn, depending on certain factors. That's pretty angry. So they all get +1/+0, right? Creatures with power 1 or less can't block. Okay, don't care then. I'll just trade my Mentor for their hero. I think this is a fine trade. We trade up on mana, which is always a good feeling. I think I might keep the planes in hand, pretend we've got stuff going on. We've got lethal with the Needle Spires or any prowess trigger. Or a War Boss token, to be honest. Might be a bit more appealing. I did wonder if they were a second colour and were missing it. Okay, that's presumably on chump block duty. Or does it have to attack? It attacks each turn if able. Very nice. Oh, shit. I think they've left themselves in chump blocking with Rabblemaster territory, which isn't very exciting. I think they may... I didn't know Murderous Redcap was a goblin. So they go to dead. Well, they go to 1. We take 2 because they have to. But I think they struggle to deal 12. My feeling is that we've got this one. Yeah. Good. Well, we have a Timely Reinforcements, which is comical, and a Faith's Fetters. And an Anger of the Gods. This is outrageous for sideboard cards. And then, I guess, we care a bit less about top end, and therefore a bit less about ramp. Just bring our curve down a bit. Play a Woof. Who doesn't like 1 mana 2/2 woofs? How's this hand? That's a good question. I think it's acceptable. It's probably not actually a good keep. I just see cube hands with like good mana and panic and keep them, and then realise that Chromatic Lantern is a dead card. Luckily, Season Pyro is good. It combos with dead cards, sort of. So we just take 3. That's fine, I guess. We can trade the Abbot for the Ire Shaman next turn. Oh, we take 1. Doesn't have haste. Good use of your own eyes, Chris. Ah, we get to do the thing. Let's do it here, and then we set up something to Abbot. Or we can just scry duds away, which is fine too. Next turn I'm going to play Abbot, see what we see on top. If it's either a 1-drop or a land, we're good. Ooh, hello. Maybe I'm just going to do this. Don't have Skullcrack. I don't know if Skullcrack's in this cube. I haven't memorised. I haven't got close to memorising what's in this cube. I can only assume that's bad news for them. The Timely. What? I don't understand. Hang on. Menace. Okay, fine. Still okay with this. I bet opponent was laughing at me not reading cards then. I would be. Nothing funnier than knowing your opponent is a bozo. That's a good one, isn't it? So I think my plan is to try to trade off some stuff for the Pia. Basically not do a lot for a couple turns and then Sweltering Suns them. Like, try and build up some cards in hand to rebuild by using the Clue and the Abbot and stuff. I just told a massive lie. My plan is to Thundermaw Hellkite them because that kills their Thopters and is great. And it survives Sweltering Suns too. They should use their Thopters now. What will they do? Shoot Pyro, shoot Thraben, I guess. Possibly shoot me if they don't think they want to play a long game. Oh, it costs 3 to activate. I thought it cost 2 to activate. I was thinking of Siege Gang Commander, wasn't I? Well, that's even better then. We get to kill one for free. And that is a proper clock. Good. That was a fortuitous turn of events, wasn't it? Big dragons equals good. Another good draw. I think we might be winning this one. When your mono red opponent is massively on the defensive, that's usually a good sign. That was a good play for them, to be fair. Now they get to eat Thraben and take only 6. I did not expect a braid your Spear of Heliod then. They must have a removal spell, otherwise they'd have conceded, I think. Yep, fair enough. Doesn't matter too much. I can't see them getting out of it unless they can kill the Thundermaw right now. Cool. That was more what I was expecting when we submitted this deck. I think the deck is good. I think game 1 was like freakishly good from the opponent in terms of I think their deck is good anyway, and I think they drew crazy well. I would love to get the 2-1 out of this, get a positive record for 2 reasons. One is that's more satisfying, and secondly is a positive record at 2-1 gives you enough play points to play again. So it's like it's cost you nothing to do the cube, and obviously I like the idea of playing again, and then, you know, again and again for the rest of the day, because my work has been cancelled for the day. I don't know if you can see this. This is what England looks like today. Hang on. I do not have a very long lead on my webcam, but hopefully you can see. Maybe you can't. Either way, England is disgusting today. It is cold and the rain is very heavy, and I was supposed to be outside. So me and my colleague decided that we weren't having it today. Another good hand. Yeah, we were supposed to be basically doing groundwork today. So I'm debating between pathing that in response to their level up, which is like, versus just playing my Thraben Inspector. Like a really common play pattern in mono green is Tree Speaker, level up, then another 2-mana thing. Like use your second land to level up the Tree Speaker, because it costs 1 and a green to then make it tap for 2. Yep. This is all fairly predictable. Ah, well, glad I didn't. I'm just going to use the mana for my clue. Be patient. Try and get as max punishment out of this Fumigate as possible for the opponent. They've got 5 mana though, so if they like Acidic Slime me or something, I'll sulk. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of that. Make a token gesture attack. Got him down to 19, or her, or it, I suppose, given that our opponent appears to be a new house in German. I'm sure Kevin MacLeod would approve. If they don't have a play on 6 mana, I am worried for them. Yeah, they do not have a play on 6 mana. Sucks to be them when I Ajani Vengeance their Soul Ring. Hope you like Dead Elves opponent. That felt fairly savage. Just, they've sunk 7 mana total into that and got very little out of it. Oh dear. Oh, that's a really good one. Hopefully we'll hit a land. God, that's disappointing that this thing tapped. God damn it. And that stays exiled, so we don't even get the value from it. That's a very disappointing turn of events. And I missed my attack. But Gideon's a really nice one. Ah, I understand. Their hand is all black cards. We're doing this pre-combat because of prowess, and we're just going to plus it. Try and keep that swamp semi-locked down. It's annoying that opponent would be 1 point lower if I played correctly. I'm not sure if that's going to matter or not. I feel like we're crazy far ahead. Although they've got 7 mana now and they didn't do anything on 6, so maybe they have a ridiculous 7. That counts. What are they going to do? Exile Gideon? Yeah. You got it. I'm doing this mainly to trigger prowess so I can kill Kharn with a single attacker. And to set up my next couple of draw steps, you need to keep the pressure on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So bottom, top, that counts as keeping pressure on, I would say. Plus opponent's nearly dead. Let's get this. Let's, I don't know, tear the roof off of this new house. So, I'm not very good at German. Or threats, really. I don't know. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your Neuhaus down. Something of that ilk. Well, we have to try and win, because it costs nothing to try to win. Okay, good. Didn't think much could go wrong from 4 green mana. Well, do I bring in Faith's Fetters as an answer to Karn? Or do I just keep with a winning formula? Yeah. This is a good hand. I suppose we're on the draw. Yeah. Fuck it. That's the spirit, Chris. Definitely is always correct to keep hands that make you say fuck it. They got it again. Search for tomorrow, okay. It's good, but it's not as good as Jiraga Tree Speaker. Nahiri's awesome if we get there. My hope is that they're going to give us some stupid mana dorks to kill with our Sweltering Suns. That is the opposite of a land. If I draw a land, I've got to decide whether I'm just going to cycle Sweltering Suns or not. I think I probably will, because then if we hit our 4th land, Nahiri will mean we hit land drops forever and ever. Ooh, Relic. That's a good one. They're very far ahead of us. Great. That is great. So we just pass, we cycle Sweltering Suns at the end of their turn, and then we try to, I don't know, use Nahiri or Path to deal with whatever ridiculous thing they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a land drop. They can definitely Karn this turn, and I definitely can't beat that. Pirate Vraska. Yeah, that's right. That's fine. Give me a land. Damn. I really wanted to be able to Conclave Tribunal the Vraska. That ain't much, is it? Okay, so I guess the plan is to hopefully get to path a creature. Vraska is just going to make one more pirate, which we can clean up with a Fumigate. We just need to draw another land. We've got a lot more cards in hand than the opponent, because they're crazy far ahead on board. So I guess there's some comfort there. Not Karn, not Karn, not Karn. Okay, game 3. Yeah, deck's perfect. No need to change it. We just need opponent not to draw as well as that. I don't think Disenchant is worth running. We've only seen one Coalition Relic. Like, Coalition Relic is amazing. It's a seriously high-picking cube, in my opinion. And I don't think enough people... yeah, I don't think people realise how good ramping twice is. Okay. I think this hand's good enough to keep. We get to Magma Jet their Mana Dork into Mentor, and then use Mentor to cast the Tribunal on whatever they're up to. Hopefully a Coalition Relic. That'd be a good thing to kill. Magma Jet sets up our draw steps as well. Yeah, this looks fine. We obviously need more lands. Hopefully they play a creature this turn. I think I'm going to play this. I think it's better than like holding up Magma Jet when you might not have a target. Yeah, I don't think I'm super worried about letting them untap with Chalice now. I obviously did have the option then to Conclave Tribunal it, but I think I'd rather either hit something that makes more mana, or just something actually threatening. That counts, I think. We're quite close to just aggroing the opponent out. We've got 2 burn spells for 5 points, and if they each trigger prowess a lot, like and a Thundermaw Hellkite, we can take a really aggressive line this game, which might suck for Ugin, but that's fine. Ooh, that's a good thing to Magma Jet. Land? Not quite. Yeah, this is working quite well. Being the beatdown. Okay, what are they going to do? Kill my mentor? I don't think this matters. Damn it, again. The same exact wombo combo. Non-bow. Okay, let's see what they've got. It needs to be pretty good. So they were Exile Tithe Taker? Exile that. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's a better play. Land. Okay, what does this do? Fuck all in this case. Let's get rid of Khan. I guess I maybe did this in the wrong order. Didn't think about the prowess. So my options are to minus on Chalice or just to plus, and I think plus is better. It means we get to keep the Nahiri, get rid of this clunky Ugin, and now we get to cast Thundermaw next turn, unless they Thoughtseize me, which seems unlikely. It'd be interesting to see if they attack the Nahiri or not. Ooze, pretty good. They've got enough green mana to gain quite a lot of life. Kadama's Reach, okay. I do wonder if they will use a Baloth to attack or not. There's is one more dead creature that they can eat, and then that's it. Yep. We're doing just fine. Opponent being odd. They obviously decided not to eat their Nissa for a particular reason. I'm not sure what the reason is. Maybe they've got Tarmogoyf, or maybe they've got something that needs Delirium, like Traverse the Ulvenwald. They still don't have Delirium, though. A Morph, what is this, Den Protector. So they're obviously looking at their options for stuff to get back. I assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they can cast Vraska. And can I think Vraska's minus is just Maelstrom Pulse, isn't it? Artifact, creature, or enchantment. Hello! Still get my Nahiri. I do lose my big fuck off dragon though, which is a bit sad. Okay. Let's see what they attack with. Anything? One thing. Two things. One things. Get myself a token. I am sad about my dragon. Ooh. Quite close to casting that. I think this is a good attack. It puts them in a bit of a bind. I wish I wasn't letting them untap with that fucking Scavenging Ooze. But still, things could be worse. Ah, okay. That is my block then. Come on, opponent. You don't need to just eat random stuff. Yeah, they are now eating random stuff. What are they worried about? Okay. So my plan is that we'll just win with Battle Ball eventually. May have been correct to ding Vraska with the flyer, but I wanted to force them to have to commit a load of stuff to kill Nahiri, not just one menacey pirate. I suppose the Den Protector on its own kills Nahiri. Yeah. She did. She did a lot of work though. Right, one moment. Right, sorry about that. We just had a little knock at the door, which was a delivery guy delivering what I believe was quite exciting. Right, land. Burst lightning. Let's see what blocks they make. So we will, in doing this, we will trade our token for their token, which I don't suppose they're bothered about. And Vraska goes to 1. And it's your go. Yeah, this is, in theory, magic cards. All the way from Deutschland, like our friend Neuhaus. Oh, it's been sent in a router box. I thought I F6. I don't know if the Battle Ball will do it for us or not. This is a very over-packaged set of magic cards. They are in like a Fort Knox type situation. Yeah. Not blocking. Ooh. Come on, land. Give me balls. And I'm going to attack Vraska to put her to 2 so she can't kill my Battle Ball. Basically. Sorry, opponent. Nice. Got them living in fear of the ball. So I can threaten lethal with this. Hang on, this is so hard to click. That's all four, right? Yeah. So this is threatening lethal. They have to put something on it. Be interesting to see if they put everything on it or not. They do. So, I've got 8 power. I think that is the best we could do. Oh, it's a 4 toughness. Oh, shit. I missed that. I thought it was a 1-2. That was really bad. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. God damn it. That's a sad way to go, isn't it? Well, we didn't do much. In the end, we went 1 and 2, but it was fun. Deck was sweet. What can I say? I felt like we were like 1 or 2 big threats short, maybe. Maybe if I was a bit smarter, the Cloudgate Ranger may have been in the deck or whatever, but overall, a very enjoyable experience. I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, stay tuned for more similar content. Thank you very much. Goodbye.